Okay, example 3. A gymnast's score for a routine is calculated by finding the sum of a difficulty score and an execution score minus any penalties. The execution score starts at 10 and is reduced by deductions. The gymnast score can be represented by, and then it says 6.9 or 6 and 9 tenths plus in parentheses 10 minus 1 and 534 thousandths, in parentheses minus 3 tenths. So what is the gymnast score? So really what we're doing here, guys, is we are solving with order of operations. That's all we're doing. It's exactly what you've been doing in the previous chapter. We just have now added decimals. So if you're good to go with decimals, adding and subtracting, this will be just like everything you've been doing. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to write over this so we don't see it. We're going to first start with parentheses because in PEMDAS we start with parentheses. So we need to find 10 minus 1 and 534 thousandths. Now, the reason I line this up here is because if there is no decimal, the decimal goes at the end of the number. So 10 can be written as 10 with a decimal, and then we will fill these spots in with zeros. So that's our first step. We're going to find this right here, and then we'll follow order of operations. We'll continue to do that. So now that I have my first problem, I need to borrow. I'm going to subtract just like normal. As long as my decimal points lined up, I'm good. I'm going to borrow. It's going to be a 0. All right, so I borrowed all the way across because I had a lot of zeros. 10 minus 4 is 6. 9 minus 3 is 6. 9 minus 5 is 4. Bring down my decimals. 9 minus 1 is 8, and I have a 0 minus nothing, so I can leave it. So this right here equals 8 and 466 thousandths. So if I were to rewrite my problem, I'd have 6 and 9 tenths plus, and I solved the parentheses so I can take them out, 8 and 466 thousandths minus, 3 tenths. All right. So I follow order of operations. I have addition, I have subtraction. They're on the same level on PEMDAS. And so I can go ahead and start left to right, which would be addition. So I now have 8. And I always like to put the number that has the most amount of digits at the top. But as long as you line up the decimal point, it doesn't matter. So 8 and 466 thousandths plus 6 and 9 tenths, or 90 hundredths or 900 thousandths. I like to fill those in with zeros. I add 6 plus 0, 6 plus 0, 9 plus 4 is 13. Bring my decimal down. 8 plus 6 is 14 plus 1 is 15. So right here, I now know is 15 and 366 thousandths. Now I have one more step. I need to subtract 3 tenths. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this number right here. I'm going to line my decimal point. I'm going to put my 0 here, my decimal here, and my 3 here. I can fill in the rest with zeros because we know 3 tenths is the same as 30 hundredths and 300 thousandths. I'm going to subtract because that's the operation that it says to do. I have 6 minus 0 is 6, 6 minus 0 is 6, 3 minus 3 is 0. Bring my decimal point down. 5 minus 0 is 5. 1 minus nothing, or 1 minus 0 is 1. So my final answer would be 15 and 66 thousandths. That comes from doing 6 and 9 tenths plus, in parentheses, 10 minus 1 and 534 thousandths minus 3 tenths. So as long as we can follow order of operations, we'll be good to go in this problem.